What's up, guys? Audio Monster here. This video is on how to use excuse me, your booth. Now, there is a secret to using your booth while you're DJing at a club, a venue, a rave, anything like that. So the way it works is your booth is a direct out from the back of your mixer, right? And I know you, or from your unit, your controller, whatever you want to call it, whatever you have. So it's only direct out because you're not running through an audio chain. Your master out is going to run through, it's going to go out to a mixer, the PA system. Then it's going to go through a processor. Then it's going to go through amplifiers. Then it's going to go all the way through the speaker wire to the speakers. That's going to create a delay. That's why you can't mix on the mains. Okay? You're going to have a delay and it's going to mess you up. And if you only, say you have a DDJ 400 or something, and that's your only way that you have to do it, you're gonna end up mixing in the headphones a lot. You're going to mix your cue with your master because you're going to have no delay in here. So, some tips on mixing at that point. I've DJ'd for many, many years, and I'll start off with a bad story. When I was 20 or 21 or something, I lived in Oregon, and they just opened up a club, and the DJ booth was like way up in a corner, and it was just weird. You were really separated from the crowd, from the dance floor, and you were just in your own zone. So I found myself mixing. I would have my monitor or my booth up to a certain level and my headphones up to an acceptable level where it wasn't blowing my brains out. But then as I turned down the booth, because I always turn it down when I'm done mixing, I found myself hearing like the delay in the system, and it would mess with me if the record got off, because I spun on records. So then I would try fixing it to the system of the PA, and it would get off. That was one of the only times in my life, honestly, that I messed up the mix, because I was dealing with the delay of the PA, and I didn't really understand how to figure that out. Like, I had to turn the booth back on, and I should have turned the booth back on and fixed it. So the secret of that is to, if you have a really separated system, usually it's not like this anymore, but some clubs are that way. If you have a really far away dance floor and a big delay in the sound, just always leave your booth on in case things get off. You know, you're going to be mixing in real time with the booth because, like I said, they have very little delay. Now, the secret to mixing with the booth is don't have it up any louder than you have to, because you're going to have to kind of dominate the system, the delay of the system. So when you get your booth up, just kind of like turn it up. See, I always turn mine off in the mix, in between the mix nowadays, because it's really easy to see. You could see visually if it's off on your beat grid. It's just much easier to mix these days without turntables. So I always turn mine off, especially when the mix is done. It's always off. That way my ears don't get blown out. But when you turn it back on, per se, or say you don't ever want to turn it off, don't turn your booth up any louder than you need it. If you turn this thing way up there, you're going to ruin your ears. That's actually the secret. And then think about it like this. Say you don't care about ruining your ears. If you turn up your booth really high, you're going to have to crank up your headphones. Or wait, that's so funny. I've been turning the headphones up the whole time. See, these are real world videos here, guys. I'm not trying to be shiny. So your booth, if you turn that really high, you're going to have to turn your headphones up really high. And that's going to blow your ears more. And you're going to also maximize your headphones. You're going to be wanting to blow those drivers out too. So get your booth, you know, say that when you turn it up to there, you could hear the booth over the mains, that's perfect. You know, maybe even back it down a little bit and then say, no, okay, about there. Get it there, and then you're going to be able to have these a little bit lower. And that's actually the secret, is to only have your headphones up. First, set your booth as low as it can be. Sorry, not as high as it can be. Set your booth as low as you can have it to where it's still dominating the system and you're not hearing the delay. And then do the exact same with your headphones. Only have it up when you say you're on the cue only. Only have it up as loud as you need it. So when you're cueing in your new track and you're listening to the differences or trying to get the beat on, only have it as loud as you need it to be able to define the two different beats. If you have this thing cranked up super loud, it's just going to fog up your brain and fog up all your mixing. And if you don't know it already, the auditory process of the human brain takes a lot of processing power. So that means, like, the louder and crunchier it gets, the harder it is for your brain to process it. So you don't want that. You want it low. You know, when I'm mixing, I don't think I ever turn them up louder than, you know, half. And that would be at a loud club. So generally these are going to be kind of the same. You know, like if you have this up high, this is going to have to be up high. So keep this low. Set that as low as it can be. And that's going to say, it's going to make you a better DJ. You're going to have better mixes. And your hearing's you're going to be able to DJ your whole life. Okay. So I think that pretty much sums it up. You just don't want to beat your ears up. And, you know, sometimes I'll kick it to the master to hear them both together. But usually I don't. Usually once I get it mixing, I just listen to the booth. And I'll even turn this off and take my headphones off and just listen to them both mix on the booth. Because that's the same thing as listening to them in the headphones, you know, on master setting. So, and I find that to be the best way to do it, because once you get the song in there and you're raising up the volume, it's nice to just turn off your headphones and listen to it come in on the booth. Because then you can actually hear, also, when you turn the booth down, you could go, how does that sound on the system? You can actually hear this coming in on the system if you got good ears. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Don't blow your ears out, and try to keep everything as low as you can. You know, like it's just for better mixing, more fine-tuned mixing. So I hope this video helps you guys. Subscribe to my channel and like this video if it helped you out. And that's about it. Audio Monster out.